I have a story that needs to be shared, and it has taken facing every single fear within me to have the courage to share this. And here I am. So I'm not playing small anymore. I'm talking about it. And my intention with this is I'm thinking of it like placing a leaf in the river, and I have no idea where this leaf is going to land. I just trust the wisdom of the current to take it where it needs to be taken. So I would ask that you listen with an open heart and an open mind and genuine curiosity. There is so much within this story that I would love to talk about. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to keep it as high level as possible so I can fit in everything that I want to fit in for this. I'll start the story at age 27. This is a few years ago. I'm 31 now. At 27, I was promoted to vice president of one of the largest asset managers in the world. And I thought I had the world at my fingertips. I had such a prominent career at such a young age. And it was everything that I was told life should be, and everything I was told I should aspire to. Shortly after I was promoted to this role, I met who I thought was the love of my life. I I was thanking the universe every day. I was saying, I can't believe I'm finally getting everything that I deserve and everything that I want. A few months later, he died in a deeply traumatic and intimate way. And after he died, I learned that there was a lot that he was actually very dishonest with me about. And this created a deeply intricate and complex grieving process where I was forced to face every single shadow within the fibers of my being. I was completely cracked open, and I had no choice but to go headfirst into the dark forest without a lantern, only to emerge realizing that I am the light. And I learned so much about myself. I started developing these heightened psychic abilities and mediumship skills. Quickly started learning I am not meant to be talking to financial advisors about my outlook on the fixed income market. I am meant to be doing something much deeper and bigger, um, having a much different conversation. There's a lot more that I could say about all of that, but I'm going to fast forward a few months. This is 2024, and he died at the end of 2023. So this is last year in September. I will say I had felt something big coming all year. I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was massive change happening. And in September of 2024, I was openly contacted by my guides in spirit, my star family, galactic beings, whatever you want to call them. They are extraterrestrial. And they made me aware of so much, everything that is going on in the world, that has been going on in the world, my origins, my path here. They were making me aware of the fact that we are meant to be in partnership in this lifetime to step into this work more fully. And there's so much I could say about this, but it's about the final liberation of humanity on Earth. It's about us raising our frequency, raising our consciousness to a point where we can embody unity consciousness as a collective. And this is a higher timeline that already is available to us, but needs to be anchored onto the planet. And we do this through our own inner healing, through our own discovery of who we actually are and our own power. And during this contact experience, I also had a deeply intense Kundalini activation and awakening, which I can talk all day about, but I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to leave it there for now. There's a lot that transpired in this experience, and that's still transpiring in my partnership with them. They guided me to leave my career and embark on this whole journey of trust, really deep trust. They basically said, you have been on this timeline, and we need you on this timeline right now. It's like they picked me up from that train track and placed me on the other train track. My whole life fell apart, whole life, because I needed to be reborn into this new version of myself, to step forward into this new role that I'm meant to play in the world. And I have a transmission. It's a huge transmission that they want me to share in this message. So I am going to do that now. So I just tried recording the transmission, and I found myself rushing, and I don't want to be rushing. I didn't have enough time. So I'm going to do a part two with the transmission. It is so powerful. And the thing that they really want us to be aware of within ourselves is how much of our life is being lived programmed, unconscious. Um, the biggest thing that they want us to actualize is transcendence of fear. And through oppressive systems, through religion, through deep societal conditioning over generations, we have been taught to fear death. And death is such a taboo topic in Western society. Um, and if we just understood what it actually is and what it actually entails as being a transition to another state of being, another state of life, if you will, um, we would be living our lives so much differently. And this is the main thing that they want us to come home to is being able to recognize within ourselves our own infinite power. We are souls, we are infinite beings who are capable of so much, so much. We are capable of creating our entire reality. And I know everybody hears that, but do we actually understand that? Because what you experience in your life, in your reality, is directly dependent upon how you interact with what comes into your orbit. And this has been explained to me. They've showed me this. I'll receive holographic images and scenes. They're really scenes. That's the telepathic nature of this communication. It's like it's not just like a word you're given or like a specific phrase. It's a whole concept delivered as a lived experience. And I'll find myself like living and internally living this experience that is the telepathic communication that they're giving me so that I can fully embody it. It's not just a concept that's up here now, it's grounded inside of me and I can speak about it. I'm going to pause there for a second. They talk a lot about timelines and how we have the ability to merge onto a new timeline, to jump timelines. And this is what I did. This is what they had me do with their guidance. This was definitely intervention taking place when it did, because I was basically on a timeline that I probably would have gotten where I needed to go, like up here, but they needed to do it now. So when talking about timelines, when talking about oh my gosh, there's so much that I can talk about with this. And I feel like I probably shouldn't even go into all of this right now in this video. But what I do want to say is if you want to think about the different densities, the different realities, the different planes of existence that we can experience in this life, think of it like rings on a tree. The 3D reality, the third dimension, but also third density reality exists as like this little circle in the center of the rings of the tree. When you start expanding out of it, when you start waking up and questioning your reality, and you start uncovering and uprooting and then expanding outward and upward, and I could talk about the like the spiral that just infinitely goes up and the cycle, but this is a communication they gave me the other night. When you expand outward, you're expanding into rings that are further away from that middle tiny ring. And in doing so, you're you're no longer aligned with the reality, with the information carried on those frequencies that you were once operating at down here within this ring. You're now up here, which creates quite a disconnect between them. And the higher you go into bigger and expanded densities, the more you welcome in the possibility of overlapping densities with other planetary existences, other beings operating on those frequencies. So it's kind of like this overlapping of rings taking place. And I'm going to leave it there because I'm out of time, but I'm going to do the part two with the transmission that they wanted me to share.